Hey guys, what is going on? It's Berserk, and today I'm going to kind of bring you like a follow-up to my active flipping guide that I had out before, and I will also give you some items that you can active flip. I will have them in the link, or not in the link, but in the description below, to make sure to check that out. Today I'm going to bring you more of a short-term investing guide, and you can jump right into this if you have enough money and you have a little bit of experience with active flipping and reading the graphs. But I will also show you how to read the graphs, and I will give you a couple tips on how to read them. And there is a risk associated with this. Some items can crash unexpectedly. Well, it's not really unexpected, but some items can crash before you would expect them to. So just be aware that you need to have some practice with flipping, or you just need to know how to read the graphs. It will really help if you traded stocks in the real world, because you'll be able to look at this and know a lot of what I'm talking about. But we're going to jump right into this. So what I really like to invest in, it's not really long-term invest, it's a short-term investment over a couple days. I like to do it with next items because they are, some of them are higher priced, but not all of them, like the cow, the boots, stuff like that. Or not the boots. Yeah, I guess you could do boots and gloves. They're kind of lower priced, but they still have good fluctuations. So the item I'm going to be looking at today is the Pernix cow, and it's, I think, about 10.5 mil right now, but it's almost at a peak. So, but I can still make this guide to show you guys. What I like to do, obviously, first of all, is to find an item I like to or want to invest in. And to do that, you kind of think about what items are commonly used, and you kind of do some research. Look at the RuneScape homepage for any of the behind-the-scenes things, like updates to the gears and stuff, or anything you're going to be using, reworks to skills, anything like that. But another place you can go is obviously the Grand Exchange not maps, but graphs on RuneScape.com, or you can come to Grand Exchange Central. And I'll just take you to the home page. Right, here's the link. I'll put it in the description below, and it brings you to this page. Now these items always fluctuate and change because they're just the items that they show for whatever you pick right here. But there's also all these indexes, which are kind of like categories of different items, and then there's these lists, which they change as well, because items obviously change the prices and how much they rise and drop and stuff. They change in here too. But what I'm going to be looking at is the Pernix cow. So you can come up here and type it into the search bar, but I already was at that page. I'm going to sit back, and here's your Pernix cow. Well, the graph of it. This page will give you all kind of things about it, and if you've been here, you know this already. But it will also show you if they think it's being manipulated by a clan. And it thinks this because it has risen a good bit. It may be being manipulated by a clan, but that's not always true. So I can work with this graph, I have used the snipping tool in Windows 7 to kind of take a picture of it. And this is the picture, kind of blown up a little bit, so I can show you guys. Now you can see the fluctuations in this graph, and that's what we want, because these fluctuations, like from here to here, is what, 2 mil? That's not bad for a 10 mil item, especially for a short-term, 4-day, 3-day investment. So what you do is you kind of put some lines on here. And your first line, I've already drawn and kind of erased it, so I'm just going to hit redo. This is called your resist line. Obviously, you can make it whatever color you want. I chose red. This line should be connected to a couple high points on the graph. You can use it over whichever period you want, whether it be 7 days, a month, 3 months, or the whole time. But I like to look at 1 month because it gives you a good window of view of what's been happening in the short term. You can't go for a 7-day, but obviously a 7-day would come from about here to here, So we're looking at it over a month. Now you draw your line touching a couple of the points. Obviously I didn't have a point down here, so I just kind of put it here. And it's rising, so I put the other end up here. This is called your resist line. This is the line that you're going to try to sell your item back at. And then you have your next line, which is called your support line. This is a lower line connected to the lower points on the graph, doing it the same way. And this is the line that you're going to try to buy your items at. Now, you don't really need to worry about these lines for a flip. note this still is a flip, but like for active flipping, you don't need to worry about this at all. You need to worry about it a little bit for overnight flipping, because you would not want to overnight flip as the item is dropping, stay right here. You would not really want to overnight flip this item, especially if you don't have experience with it, because you can lose money. Now continuing, this is called your support line, and this is the line that you want to buy your items at. So if we let me pick a circle and a collar. For instance, for this one, obviously this is a couple days behind, or not a couple days behind. I'm doing this as if it was in the past. I would buy these items right here or right there. I missed my circle, but you get the point. That's because it's at the support line. I could even buy them right here if I wanted, because it's reaching my support line and I know it's going to go back up. As well as if it was back here, I could have bought them right here or right here. Now, to sell these items, you obviously buy them and hold on to them, but to actually get the price to buy these items, instead of just, putting in prices blindly, you come to a friends chat called Next and SS, where they have a price checker, and you can ask for the price of the item you want. Now, this is for the Next items and the Spirit shields. There's also another one called 90 Weps price check, I think, PC, and it's for more like the Dragors, Ascension, and Seismic. Those are for weapons. This is kind of for more Next items. But back to this graph. That's where you get your price from, your initial buying price. And then you would come up here. Oh, I made my circle green. I wanted that circle to be yellow. Anyway, you would come back to your graph, and you would wait a couple days. So let's say it's right here. This is where I bought them. I would wait a couple days. And since this line is now approaching my resist line, I would sell them. Not yet, though. I would wait till it gets a little closer, maybe up in like here, or maybe even a little higher. You can hold on to these as long as you want, because just because this is a resist line and it has neatly matched this time does not mean it will match it every time. It may be lower, it may crash right here, it may go above this line and crash. These lines are not a guaranteed that they will drop or will rise at these lines. These are just lines to give you a guide as to where and when you should buy them. Now, once it is reaching these, like say today if I had them, I would hold on to them till maybe like the next GE update or two. And if it continues going up, I would sell them, probably about in my circle somewhere. And to do that, once again, we go back to the friends chat, and we would get the price, and then we would sell from there. You can stretch out the price a little bit from these friends chats, and it will, obviously, it's not going to instant sell if you stretch it out higher a little bit, because these items, unless they state otherwise, are usually the instant sell or buy price. And there's a whole forum thread about the different abbreviations and things they use in this friends chat. And once it reaches this, I would sell it, and then you would see that I have made somewhere between, what is this, 11.5 to about 14 mil, so 2.5, 3 mil profit. It's not a bad profit for 5 days, especially since this takes about 5 minutes, if that, to find the item you want. And then going into the friends chat to get the price is about 5 seconds if there's a price checker. If there's not a price checker, you do have to check the forums, and they have a forum thread for this as well, which is updated every time there's a price checker in the friends chat. So you would get, it takes about 5 seconds to get your prices on each end, and then you just put the offer in and buy them. So it takes about maybe 10 minutes in total for the buying, and then maybe another like a minute for the selling. So in 11 minutes of effort, you've pretty much made 3.5 mil. That's a pretty good rate. And no, you can do this with any item, but I prefer the Next items. And obviously, I was doing some of the Dragors before, but I spent a lot of money on Herblore, getting it up 3 levels from 91 to 94, so I could boost easier to overloads. And that took up a decent sum of money, which is why I have no money now. But if you've enjoyed this guide and want me to make a long-term investing guide, feel free to leave a comment below. And any constructive criticism helps, as I am still kind of new to the whole live comm thing and guides. But feel free to hit the like button and subscribe if you wish. And until next time, this is Berserk. See ya.